Welcome back to the Top 25 Sports Podcast. I'm Jackson. This is Zach. How are you
Hello.
feeling today? Third podcast episode.
Feeling great. Got the double upload this week because we missed a week due to Christmas. Feeling good.
Yeah,
Feeling great.
great. And yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. We're doing the podcast on the national championship game, the Ohio State Buckeyes versus the Alabama Crimson Tide. All right. First off, how do you feel about this matchup? Do you think it's a good matchup? Do you think it's one-sided? Going to be a good game, bad game? What do you think?
We know that both um defenses can open the floodgates. Alabama's defense has been historically very good, but it's been not as stellar this season. Ole Miss scored 48. Georgia scored 24. Um, So not a lot of games, Florida scoring 46. So not a lot of games where they let a lot of points get scored, but we know there's a possibility that they let the floodgates open and it's a big score shootout. Um
Yeah. Uh, with Ohio State, their offense, it's a very good offense, and they let Florida put up 46 against them, and I think Ohio State is a much better offense than Florida. So yeah, I think Ohio State, they're gonna have not a ton of trouble getting through Alabama's defense, but yeah, it's gonna be a shootout. I know that.
an interesting take. Ohio State's defense you think is easily better than Florida's?
Oh, for sure. Uh, Florida, well, Florida lost 3 games. Ohio State, even though they've only played 7 games so far, they've been
But
uh they've they've been shutting down their opponents, and only when only when they aren't really trying, like against Rutgers, they allow the floodgates to open.
Florida's only losses are to Texas A&M, a pretty garbage random shoe throw. They should have won the game. I'm not saying the penalty was wrong, but stupid thing. Um,
Yeah,
Stupid thing. They lost to Alabama, Texas A&M,
and
Oklahoma, and a game they
yeah,
should
that's
have
it.
won against LSU. So all of their losses are against top 7 teams.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, Still, I think Ohio State's defense is surprisingly good, even though they don't have that clear superstar like they did last year with Chase Young and Jeff Okuda and the great defense that they had last year. But yeah, it's a really good defense. They have a lot of good role players like Sean Wade, Haskell Garrett. They're real nice players, but yeah, they don't have a superstar, but they're still really good.
Yeah, I do think Ohio State's defense is better than Florida's. Because if we look at
Yeah,
statistically, defensively, um, where's defense, bro? Hello? Whatever, I'll find it. Just keep talking.
right. Uh, well, um, I don't think this Ohio State defense is going to have a huge impact against Alabama's offense. Is Jalen Waddle starting tonight? I do not know.
Um, I think I think the Nick Saban came out and said no at one point. Um, but I don't really know.
But yeah, I'm opening up an article right now. Uh, it's a game time decision. We will wait and see tonight
They
if he
just they're
plays or
just
not.
I think he's going to play. I think the only reason they're saying he's not gonna play is so Ohio State can't game plan for either.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's already
Um,
decided within the Alabama organization, but I don't think it's a public thing yet. just due to the value of that scouting of knowing whether they have another star player in.
Yeah, and this is not the NFL. College teams are not required to give out injury reports every week or anything of that sort. They can keep it private, so we have no information on whether he's going to play. All we know is that he's a game time decision.
Mm-hmm.
Right. What do you think Justin Fields' impact will be on tonight's game for the Buckeyes?
Obviously he's gonna be. I think. It's crazy. It's crazy because I don't think in my opinion, Justin Fields does not win this game for Ohio State. I think the run game and the defense wins this game for Ohio State. Because I know that Ohio State can score 40 points. I'm not saying they can score 40 points on Alabama, but it's not rare for them to put up 40 points. Justin Fields can throw for 6 touchdowns. But if all we have is Justin Fields drop back pass on every down, they are just going to play pass defense and we're not going to be able to do anything. Because if you make a team one-dimensional, they're not going to win top-ranked football games, national championships. If a team is one-dimensional, they're not going to win national titles. They have to have... I'm not saying they have to have an absolute superstar on the ground. Clearly it helps. But Alabama has a great offensive line as well as a great back. And they are going to establish the run. And if Ohio State can't, then they're going to lose this football game. That's plain and simple.
Yeah. Ohio State, I honestly think they shouldn't have any problem establishing the run game tonight. They have all 3 of their main backs right now. They got Trey Sermon, Master Teague, and Steel Chambers all available for tonight. Master Teague coming off that concussion he suffered against Northwestern. Ohio State's going to establish the run.
What does
They're
Justin
coming
Fields
off
have to do to
all-pro offensive lineman and Wyatt Davis. They should have little to no trouble doing that, but I do wonder how Ohio State's defensive line, missing Tyreek Smith and possibly Tommy Togiai.
Well, yeah, we'll respond to those. Kinda.
Yeah.
Who's gonna step up?
Who can stop Najee Harris? Like, that's the big question. Who can pressure Mac Jones?
Yeah, who's gonna step up and make the plays tonight in Tommy Togiai and Tyreek Smith's place? That's a question.
Yeah. And it's going to be a huge hole for the Buckeyes to fill. They're obviously good leaders in the Buckeye organization, and it's going to be difficult. It certainly doesn't help Ohio State's case to win this game, but we will see.
Yeah, there's a lot of... I think right now I think come game time, it would be easier to say who's going to win this game, because if all those players are out, then it is almost impossible for me to predict Ohio State with... Yeah, it wouldn't be as realistic of something for Ohio State to pull this victory off if they're missing a starting D tackle and a starting D lineman, 2 D linemen.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. Although you have to remember that Ohio State, they're one of the deepest teams in the country. Yeah, you get one of the starters out and you get a 4-star recruit that replaces them. It is a significant drop off, but it's not like it's going to destroy your defensive line, but it certainly doesn't help that they're out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Score
What do you?
prediction. Score prediction.
All right.
This is a high scoring battle. I think this game either ends up. I can't see this game ending up low scoring. Like
Yeah.
anywhere low scoring. The only there are I guess two ways I see this game going. A blowout win for Ohio State, a blowout win for Alabama, or a shootout all the way to the finish. Just touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. You get a touchdown, you get a touchdown, you get 6 points, you get 6 points.
Yeah. Uh, I think it's gonna be around the same. Both teams aren't. They're not known around the country for their defense. They're known for their highly explosive and dominant offenses. Ohio State, super dynamic offense. Alabama, they have the Heisman winner Devonta Smith, uh, Heisman, a Heisman runner-up Mac Jones, and Jalen Waddle plays. That's just adding another super receiver that could be a potential first-round draft pick in this upcoming NFL draft. So, very. It's going to be an entertaining game to watch. My final score prediction is 40, 45, 42. Ohio State winning on a last-minute field goal.
Yeah, the last time a wide receiver won the Heisman was in 1991. Desmond Howard for Michigan won it. So it's been a long time since that prestigious trophy has gone to a wide receiver. So definitely a big thing there to have a Heisman wide receiver, just because of how crazy that just about because of rare. This is only the fourth ever. So
Yeah, Devonta Smith is a superstar, and
yeah.
I believe he will carry Alabama's offense if Waddle doesn't play. And even if Waddle does play, Devonta Smith is the star. He is Alabama's key to winning this game.
Yeah. So definitely giant game. I'm predicting a score of, let's say, 42-38 Alabama. What's your prediction?
I already said it. I said 45-42 Ohio State.
Sounds good. I'm going into this game with the same mindset I had about Ohio State with the Clemson game. Ohio State beats Ohio State. I don't think a team this season can beat Ohio State. Only Ohio State can beat Ohio State. Ohio State likes to run around and put themselves behind in games with whatever it will be. Justin Fields throwing bad interceptions, their defense kind of folding. If Ohio State can play at the top tier level we've seen them do a handful of times, then they definitely 110% win this game. But I just think it leans on so much because Ohio State has been so inconsistent.
Yeah, and with that, we're gonna close out the podcast. You should, in the link in the description, we will be linking the Ohio State Buckeyes Discord server. It is not official, but yeah, they're letting us use their voice chat for recording this podcast, and we'd like to say thanks to them. So yeah, definitely join their Discord server. And with that, the podcast is over. Thank you for watching,
thanks for watching.
to the national title game.
Yep.